It looks like I am live. You know, I do these things in the middle of the night sometimes, and you never know who's gonna come along. Sometimes it's fun and sometimes it's boring, but usually it's fun. So I don't know what's going on with everybody. I'm just working on stuff. I'm awake in the middle of the night, which is not unusual at all. Right now I'm measuring something. Um, yeah, I think it's big enough, said no man ever. Um, hey, crazy poppy lady, glad to see you. Yeah, I just came on spontaneously to see what would happen. And I see that, uh, well, I don't know. I see a comment, but I don't know what's going on. StreamYard is not very good at reporting how many people are here, so I don't really know who's here. So, crazy puppy lady, tell me what's going on. Why are you up at this time of night? Okay, now StreamYard is telling me there are two people here. Oh, God. You know, when you do a row of two, three, of foundation single crochet. I like to do foundation single crochet. Hello there, GMDRP. Haven't seen you before that I can recall, but welcome in. Um, 2, 3. I'm counting because I'm crocheting at the same time as I'm talking. Um, oh, goodness gracious. It's 9:36 a.m. for you, crazy poppy lady. Wow. Well, it's not that here. I guess that means it's 4:36 a.m. here. So I'm starting out on a new shawl idea because shawls is what I do. I like doing shawls. I find doing shawls relatively easy. I hate that crazy poppy lady when your software has a hissy fit. Mine does that too. I don't think it's my software so much as my operating system, where it thinks it needs a rest when I'm in the middle of something. So 3:36 a.m. Oh, you must be in Central Time, GMDRB for Eva. Oh, please tell me what I should call you, GMDRB for Eva. Um, oh my God. So what's going on? Oh, excuse me. Oh, as I was saying, yeah, I'm just starting on a new shawl because I like to do shawl designs. I tend, I think I do them well. And that, um, I think that people like my shawl designs. I would like to have more pattern sales, but I would always like to have more pattern sales. Oh my gosh, yesterday I finished one that had taken a bunch of time to do, and I'm just not sure how happy I am with it. Uh, what I would like to do, I mean, I'll write it up, but what I would like to do is do another sample potentially with the same yarn, just frog the whole darn thing. Same yarn, smaller hook. Oh, excuse me. Let's say gumdrop. Oh, I get it now. Gumdrop. Oh, I think that's cute. I think that's cute. Anyway, so this one that I completed yesterday, I haven't posted any pictures of it. I'll take some pictures today maybe and see what I can do with it and whether I really need to rework it. I think I do. Froggy! 1, 2, 3. Hey, Sheila. Good to see you too. 1, 2. I'm counting because I am crocheting. 1, 2, 3. And if I don't say it out loud, even with a number as small as 3, I'll lose count. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up, Sheila. We like our thumbs. I'm not going to say any more about that. Pattern sales. Oh, gosh. Crazy Poppy Lady. Try making the pattern sales, or rather the tutorials, try putting them on YouTube as unlisted and then including the link with the sale of the pattern. That might increase your sales. I don't do an awful lot of tutorials. I don't think it's a long suit of mine. I don't think I do it particularly well, but some people have told me that I'm okay at it. I don't really enjoy doing them. That's the thing. But I would. I mean, the things I enjoy doing on YouTube are the live streams and the interviews. I really, really love the interviews. Oh my gosh, I have to tell you. I sent an email to the Vice President of the United States because I know that she crochets. And I asked whether I could interview her for my channel. Oh my God! Do you think I'll ever get a response to that? But my God. Oh, excuse me. I've been gone the whole time now. Oh, gosh. Oh, how cool would it be if I get a response? I mean, I don't know that it, I'm quite sure that my email will never see her eyes. But if someone on her team suggests that it might be a cool PR move, oh my God! I think that would be so cool. And without making political statements, I really do think that it's great to have a woman and a woman of color in such a high office in the in U.S. government. Gosh. But anyway, as I say, I don't expect to get a response, and I would completely understand if I don't. I have also sent, I do my Monday Men series of interviews, um, and I really enjoy those. I want to expand. I think it's a strength. I think it's something I could do more of. I think it's a strength strength of mine. These conversations that I have that I post. I mean, I don't even know that interview is the correct word. Um, so excuse me. Oh. I do men. I do interviews with men on Mondays, and I want to start posting more interviews with women and male female teams on Fridays, in addition to other kinds of content on Fridays. I have approached people outside of the yarn um, community, but people who are like active in um, social media for other Friday interviews. Um, so anyway, I'm breaking up. Am I breaking up? Is that the sound or what? Is the sound okay? The sound is coming directly through my computer because I'm wearing these awkward headphones. So the mic is directly through the computer. When I wear those earbuds, which don't look as awful, um, it goes through a mic in the wire, and then I have sometimes there are challenges with the earbuds. Um, anyway, that's what I'm doing. So I want to do interviews with more women and more people outside of yarn. I approached Shira from Hat Not Hate. She initially gave me a favorable response, but hasn't responded when I've tried to actually nail down a date. I've also there is a man on the Hat Not Hate staff as the education director, and even though I don't think he's a yarny, I want to have him as one of my interviews in my Monday Men, and he hasn't responded to me either. Um, so I really really enjoy doing these interviews because I think they uh, I think they come across rather well. Um, I have one that is already uploaded and scheduled for next week, and it's people who support me on Patreon or as members of this channel on YouTube have early access to that interview. But it goes live to the general public on Monday. And I have another one that I need to just finish interviewing, or rather editing. Which basically means I need to just upload it to YouTube. Oh, excuse me. Oh, and get the description in there and everything that goes with YouTube, and then it will be scheduled for the Monday after that. I'm always grateful when people suggest more people that I should interview. There are some they have suggested who actually are very big channels, and some of them I will have already approached, and they have not responded. Some of them, I get suggestions for people I've already interviewed, actually, because I've interviewed Zach Stout, I've interviewed Limon Crochets. I've got some big names here, so look at my playlist. Um, uh, and also there are people I've never heard of. So yeah, I like doing the interviews. I think I do it reasonably well. I think that they're fun, and I think that the people who watch my channel enjoy them. I get good response from them. So, that's all I'm gonna say. Um, I want to do more. If you have ideas for people I should interview, uh, male or female, then give me an idea. I have approached a whole bunch of people, including the Vice President of the United States. I can't believe I did that. I'll probably have Secret Service following me now. That's okay. I mean, the most notorious thing I ever do is go to the liquor store. Hmm. Yeah. Yes, crazy puppy lady. Do you know what I'm gonna do? I mean, we only have a few people up here, but regardless, I'm going to post the link if anybody wants to join me up here. Um, but yeah, playlists. I mean, that's the thing about YouTube. I mean, one of the people I approached recently, quite recently, um, has a main channel which is all about automotive stuff. And although I really, hey Daniel, glad to see you. Although I really love the automotive stuff, he also has a side channel that I just learned about where he's talking about his uh, his YouTube journey, his growth as a business, and I mean, there's a lot of valuable information there. Um, and So I approached him for an interview. I don't expect to hear back from him very soon, but well, you never know anything, do you? Anyway, I'm back on my show. We got twisted a little bit. What did I do here? Uh, Here, let's pretend that's the right place. Sometimes you just don't know where to stick it in. What else is going on? Um, well, Daniel, tell us what's going on with you. Yeah, I just posted the link, Daniel, a second before I saw your comment. If you want to come up, I would love it if you did. Um, who I haven't seen? Coco used to come on in the middle of the night, and I haven't seen her in a while. Hmm. Daniel, you have so much going on with your shop. I mean, I mean, I've been saying to you for a long time that I want you to take care of yourself and not get burnt out. Um, so I hope that you are doing just that, taking care of yourself. Well, click the link, crazy poppy lady. Yeah, I'm sort of crocheting as I'm talking. Well, yeah, of course, because the crystal and the Jill and and your own shop. It all sells so fast because of the stuff that you do. Hello, Daphne. Glad to see you, Daphne. Um, but Daniel. Um, I hope that the shop becomes successful enough for you to bring in someone to help you, because it's very easy to get burnt out. It's very easy to get overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed much too easily, I will say.
Okay, I'm not too sure how this is working.
Hello there. Okay, I think if you have a YouTube tab open, you need to mute it.
Okay, I think I just did. Fingers crossed it's working.
Okay, let's see.
Oh. I just think we're on catch up for the second.
Oh God.
I'm so lost. Okay. Otherwise, I might have to drop back down again.
No, stay. I mean, you've got a StreamYard tab open and a YouTube tab open.
Okay,
so what you need to do is go to the YouTube tab where this live stream is, and either close it or mute it.
Yeah, I closed it.
Okay, yeah, I'm not hearing an echo anymore, so
No.
I think we're good.
Although I had muted it, which was really strange.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work the way you expect. I have to say, I like the sweater that you're wearing.
It's a dodgy shop bought one from about 10 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, it's pre poppy crochet.
I like that kind of a collar, the sort of a, oh gosh, what do they call that style of a collar? Cowl neck? No.
Yeah, cowl or a roll. Well, we call it like a roll neck because you're meant to roll it. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just shove it on and hope for the best. It looks all right. All right. I'm not accessing comments at the moment. As I said, I've never used. Oh, yes, I am. There we go. Found it.
Yeah, there's a tab up there where you could see comments. I don't think as a participant that you can actually make comments there, but as the host, I can.
Yeah, no, that's fine. As long as I can read and so I know everyone's there.
Okay. Oh, Kenny is here. Hey, Kenny.
Welcome in, darling.
Of course you haven't been to bed yet. You never go to bed, do you? Let's see. So anyway, what's going on with you? I see a very colorful yarn wall behind you.
Oh, that's my little yarn wall. And basically, in the UK, our choice of yarn is quite limited at the moment because of import taxes and things like that. So I was really lucky. I've found a shop that does all of this yarn colour behind me, which is, let's grab one, the Signet Pateau Everyday DK. And for the UK, that is a really nice, cheap yarn. It's I can get it for £1.20 per 100 grams, whereas other brands and makes are very expensive for us.
Yeah. I have not yet learned to think in terms of grams or weights.
Okay.
I always think in terms of yards.
Okay.
Or meters.
It is. Where are we? Oh, you're in grams, and okay. Well, we've got meters at 270.
Okay. Now 1 meter is 1.1 yards.
I'm just trying to.
So that's pretty good. That's not so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the Dollar Tree yarn, which comes from Premier, and it's not a bad budget yarn at all. I like it, in fact. And it's $1 for 131 yards. So it sounds like what you have in your hand is comparable.
We have pound shop yarn where you can pick up 3 balls of 50 grams of yarn. But I find that one quite scratchy and the weights aren't exactly true. So one ball we might pick up is 75 grams, not 75, sorry, 45 grams, and another one might be 51 grams. And until you get home and weigh them, you're not going to know.
So Daniel apparently has his calculator out and has told us how many yards the meters that you gave us are.
Oh, thank you very much, Daniel. I was
295 yards for what you said, £1.30?
Yeah, 120 for 295 yards. I'm going to need Daniel's math.
Probably something like $2 US. I don't know the current exchange rate, so I can't say exactly. So I think that's comparable to our Dollar Tree yarn. And you say you like the way that particular yarn feels also?
Yeah, this one to me, it feels a lot nicer, and I've got quite funny hands. I've got quite sensitive hands. So I find this one quite nice. It doesn't scratch and it doesn't aggravate my hands at all. But then it is an acrylic, but it is a softer acrylic. It's not quite as soft as the Stylecraft.
I don't think I've used Stylecraft. Now, we have a number. Oh, Daniel says he thinks UK yarn is a bit rubbish for selection. Now, I've heard it from many people that there is not the same selection. We do have a wider selection here, but the shipping to get from here to there must be awful.
I haven't actually bought anything from America. I was lucky. I went on holiday to visit my mother and father-in-law, and I managed to pick up some Lion Brand Landscapes.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, it is. It's lovely. Oh, there we go.
I love the colors there.
Yeah, so this one is called Blue Lagoon. It's quite an old one because I've had this one for coming up for 2 years, because we went to Australia, came back from Australia, and then, of course, the UK and everywhere else went into lockdown. But for me to purchase this now, I'm looking at about £8.
Ooh.
Yeah. So in comparison, it's just like, yeah, do you know what? But then, of course, with the Signets, oh, there we go. They also do a comparable one as well. I'm just trying to find the right area. There we go.
Yeah, that colorway does look a little similar.
Yeah.
And the texture, the feel is the
texture and the feel is the same. The only difference is this one is a roving, I believe, where it goes thick and thin. Whereas the Signet version, which is the Signet Boho, it's a DK and it's the same thickness throughout.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually
not a big fan of roving myself. Some yarn tubers are very fond of roving, but I'm not so much.
I like my stitches all to match. So I'm a bit pedantic with it. So with this one, don't get me wrong, I made some virus shawls with it and it came out beautifully. But at one point I did cut out some really, really thin sections and then rejoin because the stitches just look ridiculous.
Yeah, I've had that experience too. I prefer like a consistent feel, consistent texture, everything. And, you know, I still use a lot of budget yarns. And you'll find knots in them and stuff. I work around that because I find there are other benefits to just using that yarn. I don't care about the knots so much as I care about having the consistency. I care about having a nice feel. I have in the past come across budget yarns that I would say give acrylic a bad name because they were just awful.
Yeah.
And so I'm very careful in what I choose now. If I order something online, it's usually going to be something I've used before, rather than something that's new to me.
Well, that's the thing for me. I'm still quite new to the yarn experience and things like that. I've only been crocheting about 4 years. So before I started my channel, I only bought the yarn I needed for that project and nothing else. Whereas once I started the channel, then I was like, oh, let's get loads of yarn in. And I was able to find lots of little deals. And now the deals are so limited. So, like for us in the UK anyway.
Yeah, I have fallen into the trap of buying yarns because they were pretty.
Yeah.
And then I'm going, what am I going to do with 100 yards of bamboo yarn in 2 weight?
Oh, socks. I don't know.
Well, at that point, I was not. I mean, can you even crochet one sock with 100 yards?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't do socks at all.
I'm just trying to think. Popeye, haven't you done socks? Best bet would be to ask Reggie at J Hook Crochet.
Oh yeah, I love to.
She does beautiful socks.
I haven't done. Actually, I just pulled out from my file a sock pattern because I have some yarn that's probably the only thing I could ever do with that yarn. I've gotten to the point though because Daniel has never done socks and doesn't plan to. Good man. Yes. That's a good way to operate. Yeah.
That would be absolutely a beautiful Popeye. Sorry, I'm rubbish with names. And I'm rubbish at remembering things. Is there any chance that you could jump over to the channel and grab my email from there and then fire me off an email so that later on I will see it? I'll stick a note down, but knowing me, I'll probably lose it. As you guys all know what I'm like. Well, some of you don't know. I am extremely forgetful.
Oh, it sounds like me. They always say, never mind what to say. 2, 3.
I have a memory worse than Dory from Finding Nemo.
Oh. See, no, I never even watch popular movies.
I only know because I've got kids.
Oh, I see. Yeah, wow. Yeah, if it's not a Jane Austen miniseries, then I probably will not have watched it. But back in the day, I used to watch TV an awful lot. I used to watch soap operas. I would, back when VHS was a thing, I would videotape a whole week's worth of General Hospital. And then and Days of Our Lives, Another World, and then General Hospital.
I recognize one of those.
Yeah, and then I would watch them over the weekend. And but at the same time, I was living in New York at the time, in Brooklyn, in this tiny one-room apartment that I adored, and I'm so sorry I ever left it. But I would also, on Friday nights, we had what we call PBS, Public Broadcasting System, where we get a lot of the only good TV content in the U.S. that we get. So I would watch Britcoms on one PBS channel on Friday night, and then on another PBS channel, because in New York we had that kind of diversity at that time, I would watch the same ones, sometimes the same episodes, but not always. But I would watch Britcoms on the other channel on Saturday nights. Sunday nights, I would watch like Mystery or Masterpiece Theater or something. I'd go to work on Monday mornings with an accent.
I fully get where you're coming from there, because when I was growing up, I used to watch Home and Away, Neighbours, that dodgy one.
I remember that. Oh my God.
It's
and
still
they're
on now. They're still making it now, but for us, it's not
really.
on BBC channel. Sorry, what was it on? I can't remember what channels they used to have it
Well,
on. But
you have more channels now than you used to. You have like ITV and other things.
we have BBC One and Two,
Uh-huh.
ITV, Channel 4 and Channel 5. So Channel 5 are now showing Home and Away and Neighbours, because it was the BBC that had them, that was it, and they lost the rights to them. They wouldn't cough up the cash. So Channel 5 came in and went, we'll have them then. And so they've still got them. But I used to sit there and watch it all the time. And when we went over to visit family in Australia, when I came back, I had the Australian accent. I had the twang in the bit at the end where they go up in the speak. And it was quite funny because, of course, I'm originally from the southeast of southeast, which is sort of London, Essex.
Okay, yeah.
So, of course, I say basically when we sent all our naughty people over, that's where some of the accent comes from. So, of course, all I've done is picked up the twang at the end because I was there for the month. And my husband was in the army, so we just moved to a new place before we went, and I hadn't met any of the other families that live round by us. So when I turned up to the school, I'm chatting away as I normally would, but I had the twang, so they all thought I was Australian, and I had to turn around and go, "No, mate."
Gumdrop is asking about some other American soap operas that I have watched, but not as faithfully. I grew up on Days of Our Lives and Another World and General Hospital. And do you know, when I had just come to New York, it was in my first year in New York. I spent like 27 years in that area, in and around New York. I was in the audience of the Metropolitan Opera, and I saw the actress who plays one of the primary heroines of Another World.
Mm-hmm.
I saw her in the audience, and I was afraid to approach her because I didn't want to go up to a middle-aged woman and say, I grew up watching you on TV, because I thought that might not go over all that well. But now
you
I'm
do it.
old, now I'm, But,
so
hey, IBB.
Spotted a comment. Thank you, Daniel. I will check that out later. Nothing's popped up at the bottom yet, though. But sometimes it takes a little while for him to come through, doesn't it?
Yeah, lots of things.
Hi, Ivy. Welcome in, darling.
So, yeah. A lot of those things.
American show that I got to watch when I was a nipper was Little House on the Prairie.
I'm so sorry.
Well, when I was younger, I only had 3 channels. We only had 3. We didn't have
such a saccharine, so treacly sweet. Oh my God! Oh, how awful it was, and it wasn't really a true representation of the Laura Ingalls Wilder books either.
We had our version, which was the Darling Buds of May.
I think I've seen an episode or 2 of that.
Yeah, they've just remade it. Don't bother watching the new ones. They've just remade it. Don't watch the new ones.
Oh, what's the one that I loved because it was so incredibly cynical? That should surprise nobody. It'll come to me. But there were a couple of really, really sweet British shows that I used to see. One of them was called Mulberry. Do you remember that? And another one was called, I can't remember that one either. But it might have been the first time I ever saw Penelope Keith and Jeffrey Palmer.
Okay, that's. Oh, I'll get there in a minute. That's the one with the 2 families living next door, and one of them's heavily into self-sufficiency.
No, I've seen that one. I have seen that one, but that's not the one I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay.
This was earlier. This was.
Oh, crikey. I wouldn't have known then, darling, because I was born late 70s.
Oh, you poor dear.
I know.
I was born in 1962.
So there's a few years between us then.
Yeah. But let's see. I was gonna gnaw at my brain until I remember it, and I could just Google it if I wanted to. But the, I love all of those things, and then I have, I used to have a DVD set of all of the seasons of Are You Being Served?
I was about to say, did you watch that one?
Oh, hell yeah. And I think it was a mystery to the British people why it was so popular in the US, but I think it's because of it was such broad humor. It was not like a it was not like dry humor. I love dry humor as well, but the thing about Are You Being Served is it was broad and it appealed on so many different levels.
It was
Sort of like
it was a show you could watch with the grandkids could watch with their nan, and every generation in between. They would all find something funny, but it would be different. And the satire for, I don't know, it was, what was her name? The lass with the pink hair. She was always going on about her cat.
Molly Sugden, Mrs.
Yeah.
Hey,
She
Kate.
always talk about that cat, wouldn't she? And but she didn't call it a cat. She called it a pussy.
Mrs. Slocum. Oh my gosh. I remember. I'm gonna start crying now. I remember seeing the news article when Wendy Richard died.
Yeah. But no, she did well, that girl. She did well.
There was a headline that said something along the lines that
sorry, I'm smiling at a thing. Should we change the subject a little bit, babes?
No, it's okay. No, I want to finish this thought and then we'll move on to puppies. But no, I think this headline says something along the lines of the world is a much less beautiful place without Miss Brahms.
Yeah. They did some beautiful write-ups when we lost her. Yeah. Good morning, Bitch and Stitches. I love that name, girl.
Oh, we love
again, Ivy.
Yeah, we do love Kate, who is Bitch and Stitches.
I know.
She does wonderful content, and she has a great sense of humor. It's the dry thing that that's why we connect. So yeah, but gosh, I think that the entire cast of Are You Being Served? They're all gone now.
Yeah, I would assume so, because
I think the last one left us in the past year. I think Frank Thornton might have been the last one, Captain Peacock. Because he was also in what's that? He was in
his 30s, I think, or something, maybe late 30s when they filmed that. So, to be honest, the youngest one there, I think, was you've said her name already.
It would have been Wendy Richard.
Yeah, Wendy. Yeah, she would have been the youngest out of all of them.
But I remember there's one of the shows in the first season. You would call it series. We would call it season.
It's like darling.
But it was the episode called Camping In, which is one of my favorites. And they were talking about wartime memories. And Miss Brahms was saying that she wasn't even born then. But that the wartime was when her own parents had met. But, all of the people had been alive during World War II, which is what they call, wartime, because it was such a huge impact on the UK. And to us, I mean, I was born at the tail end of the baby boom in 1962. I don't even know what they call your generation, because you're younger, so you don't count. So
thanks. I don't know. Hold on. What am I? I'm not Y. I'm the one before.
Z
I think.
or X?
I don't know. I can't remember.
There's a series. You know, if you look at YouTube on your phone app, you don't get it so much online on your regular computer. But if you look at YouTube on your phone app, there's no escaping TikTok Shorts.
Yeah.
And so there's a series on there where the same actor portrays characters from like Generation Z and Millennials, and I think he's even got Baby Boomers and Generation X and stuff. And it's different attitudes, and he's really good at doing it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, but I still don't know what years delineate what. I mean, most people would say the baby boom ended in 1960, but then I was born in 62. And if that's true, then what generation do I belong to? I have no home. Ah.
I remember looking into it, and I was one generation. My sister, who was born 3 years later, is another generation. So my brother and sister are both in the next generation along. And then my daughter is the one after that. By like a year.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Kate is saying that she was just settling in, and then her cat decided to act like a cat.
Oh, we'll give her a fuss for it. I missed
yes, exactly. So Kate is telling us all about her pussy. Yeah.
That relates really well back to the original conversation, wasn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, I love Wendy Richard in interviews used to say they were all self-cleaning jokes.
Yeah.
Because, and I also heard them described as end of the pier comedy or McGill postcard humor, which as an American, I didn't know those terms before, but I learned because I wanted to.
Well, that's the thing with the postcard humor. They used to have all the little drawings. People used to sit there and draw naughty drawings, but they weren't as bad as what they would have been now. It would have just been the little sarcastic comments that you would have read along with the image. So they were quite harmless. It's just if you had a cheeky mind or a dirty mind, you got the card.
Oh, I don't know anyone with a cheeky mind.
No, not at all.
Of course not. Oh, no. And Kate is saying the feline overlord must be paid attention to.
Turbo strokes. That's what I used to do with Pip. Sit there and multi-hands. Turbo strokes.
It's a very demanding pussy, isn't it? Ah!
Yeah. Oh, another one. What was the other one? I had it a moment ago. Oh no, I've forgotten it again. There was quite a few nice programs or sarcastic undertoned programs as I was growing up that I got to watch.
Oh yeah. Now some of the ones that other people just adore and they think I should, I'm going, yeah, cute enough. Like Faulty Towers. I like it, but I don't love it.
Yeah, it's a tough one to get into. Faulty Towers. It's you either warm to it straight away and you find it hilarious from the onset, or it takes you a while to warm into it and it's all right, which I think has happened with you.
No. I mean,
when I first watched it, I found it funny. Now I'm just like, really? I've sort of got to that point. I'm like, don't find the humour funny anymore. But then I think the first time round I watched it, I was probably about 15. So I had a very childish attitude to it. But it's
exactly. And I think it probably appeals to a teenage mind. Yeah. And another one is Ab Fab. And because, it's another thing. I like it, but I don't love it. And
I have to be in the right mood, but then I sit there and think, oh my gosh, Safi is just like my daughter. I'm turning into this
Julia Sawalha. That's her name, Julia Sawalha.
Yeah.
She can do no wrong. She is a brilliant actress.
Brilliant actress.
But the TV show itself,
I think
I
it's getting
like
dated.
it, but I don't love it.
I think it's
Same
starting to
thing
get
with Keeping Up Appearances. Again, I think that Patricia Rutledge, a brilliant, brilliant actress, amazing. But the series itself, I like it, but I don't love it.
Well, you've got to think that series is what, 25 plus years old now.
Well, Are You Being Served is 30 or 40 years old.
Yeah. And then, which is older than me. Just.
Oh dear.
I'm
In
just
like 6 weeks, I'll be 59. So.
Ooh. Happy birthday if I don't catch you before that, then, darling.
Well, you better. I'm having a birthday party on my actual birthday, which coincides with. It's going to be a Wednesday, and I always do a Wednesday live stream, but it'll be late for you because it starts at 6 p.m. Eastern. But I always do a Wednesday live stream anyway.
I might if I've got the timing right. That would be about 11 o'clock here.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And I'm hoping that will coincide with my reaching 2K. And I just want it to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Hiya, Kath. Yes, darling. We were talking about some TV shows.
British humor. Yeah, I love British humor, but in my spare time, while I crochet, I'm here listening to audiobooks of Jane Austen.
Whereas I'm sit there and I'm catching up on everyone's videos. So sometimes I'll watch a video, but I forget to comment. I'm a nightmare for it.
Oh, Kate, mine is December 8th. When is yours? Mine is the Feast of the Immaculate Conception, and if you don't believe that has inspired comment in the past.
Yeah. So in regards to American telly, when I was younger, of course, it was all about Friends. And
I'm so sorry. That's another one. I like it, but I don't love it.
Yeah. I did first time round, second time round, Jess. And then of course I've had my kids, and my eldest daughter, she's like, oh, Friends. So I've had to sit and watch through it again, which was fine. But now I'm on about the 6th or 7th repeat. It doesn't matter what. There's one channel. It's always on. It doesn't matter what channel you turn on Sky. It's always on.
You can always find it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kate is December 12th. I'll have to write that down. My sister is December 15th. I have like 3 friends who are December 5th. Somebody else told me she's December 6th. So December, well, let us say that March of every year is a pretty popular month for getting together.
I find August is a busy month for birthdays.
Oh, Kate likes British or Canadian comedies. I have seen some brilliant Canadian comedies, and of course they escape me in the moment because that's how my brain works. But
Crikey, bitchin'. Those are close.
Ooh. There was a British comedy about a newsroom that had that kind of dry humor that I love so much.
Yeah, that was one I didn't like. I know the one you mean, but
you didn't like it?
No, I wasn't overly keen.
Oh, I liked it very much. Hey, Kenny, glad to see you.
Hey, Kenny.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Morning? Is it morning already?
Yes, it is 5:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on a Friday morning.
So it is, isn't it? Oh, look.
Yes, sir. And no,
look.
I have not been to bed yet.
You guys are crazy. You should be in bed.
No.
Unless you work night shift.
I've actually been binge watching videos, YouTube videos.
Yeah. I mean, those of us who do this have no lives. So it's okay. Would you agree, Kenny?
Yeah, pretty much. Why am I getting a lot of feedback for some reason?
We found this
Audio
one out
feedback,
earlier.
you mean?
Yeah.
Have you got another tab open? We found this one out earlier and I attempted to pop up.
No, I do not.
Kath says it's almost lunchtime for her, so she must be on your side of the pond.
Yeah, she's an hour ahead of me at the moment. So,
By the way, I do
Is
like
she on-
your accent there, Crazy Pop.
thank you, darling. I love yours. That's why I'm grinning. It's one of them accents that makes me smile.
That's so cute because I live in North Carolina and he lives in Tennessee. So, and I come from southern. I offend people when I say this. I come from southern poor white trash. So if I had not spent most of my life in the North, I would have an accent too. And when I use, it comes back to me sometimes. When my mother was alive, and even when I was in New York, and I would pick up the phone and talk to my mother, it would come back to me. You can believe it.
Oh
Or
yeah, because my accent's quite has softened. But if I go to Essex and visit the family, I sound very Essex.
Do you know, I once dated a guy who had grown up in Philadelphia. So, you know, there were some very subtle differentiations in some of the vowel sounds that I could pick up in his speech that were creeping into mine. You know, I wish, honestly, I wish I could have spent more time with him because he was a good guy.
Yeah.
But that's a separate topic.
It's lunchtime for me.
Oh, Kate always wanted a Boston or a Minnesota accent. No, there, don't you know? Yeah. I spent a good part of my childhood in Minnesota now there. Oh, yeah. And so I make fun of it a little bit, but I've also spent some time as an adult by coincidence. I've done some like corporate training programs that took place in Minnesota. So, so I got to meet up with like online friends, and they would join me in mocking that whole Minnesota accent. And if you have seen the movie Fargo, which doesn't have an awful lot to recommend it except for the cute accent, and William H. Macy, and James Buscemi. And no, the acting is good, the writing is not.
I've probably seen it, but it would have been while I was crocheting, so I don't pay that much attention.
Anyway, it's that no there, don't you know? Oh yeah. It comes from a Scandinavian background, where you know a lot of the northern Midwest immigrants in the U.S. came from. So you know, they'll go, oh, no, we don't talk like that there. No, oh, no.
Have a lovely time, Kath. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Hi, catchers, Catherine Knoll.
Bye, Kath. I'm glad you were here.
Let me guess. Are you from the UK?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
I thought
Kate.
So.
Kate, I didn't even know there was a show called Fargo.
Oh, okay.
There's a TV show called Fargo? I had no idea. But then I don't watch TV, so why would I have an idea?
What was that, Kenny? I didn't pick that up, darling.
I'm sorry. I thought he was talking to me there a few minutes ago. I didn't realize he was talking to the chat.
And you were saying about my accent, or where am I from?
It sounds like you're from the UK, am I correct?
Yes, I am. I was born in the southeast. I now live in the southwest.
Oh, okay.
So I was
I've
born.
always wanted to visit the Southwest, like Cornwall and that whole region.
Yeah, I'm not that far down. Not
Oh,
that
okay.
far down the southwest. No, I'm closer to Wales.
I've always wanted to visit Wales. I've only visited. It's been a long, long time. I visited London, of course. I visited. I haven't told this story recently. I visited Sheffield on a trip to Amsterdam. I met this really wonderful couple, these two guys who were from Sheffield, and we struck up an acquaintance that was quite lovely. And I'm very sorry to have lost touch with them. I should reach out and see if I can find them again. But anyway, they were from Sheffield. So then, sometime later, I went to visit them in Sheffield. And so they were like showing me around. And we went around and we went past this one place, this one Methodist church in Sheffield. And suddenly I was like having this thing, and I'm going, oh my God, 20 years ago on a college choir tour, I sang in that church right there.
Small world, isn't it?
I know, it was amazing.
Talking
And
small world. Bitchy Stitches, are you in the UK as well then, darling? Because you're saying that you and your husband are going to be retiring to the far northeast, like 200 kilometres off the coast of Scotland. Hold on. Wrong country then. Sorry.
oh
I didn't
gosh.
read your comment properly. I thought you meant you were going to be on the northeast of Scotland. Sorry, scanned it. I should read properly, shouldn't I?
No, Kate's in Canada, but I mean, if she's going to live in Scotland, I want to go
No,
with
she's
her.
not. I read the comment wrong.
Okay. Oh, there's a YouTuber I love to watch. He's called The Hoof GP. He's a guy who his business is trimming cow hoofs. And he makes a very entertaining channel from it, but he's in Scotland. He does really, really beautiful videos. His because he's in a rural area of Scotland.
Yeah.
And so he does these drone shots that are so amazing, and he uses some like really, really good music with his stuff. And I like to watch that kind of stuff anyway. I can watch like medical procedures all day long on YouTube, but if you're like drawing blood out of my arm, I have to turn the other way.
Yeah. I'm okay with everything but eyes.
Eyes?
Eyes.
I don't think I've
Yeah.
ever seen anything having to do with eyes. Yeah,
Just
that would
as far
gross
as
me out too.
Watching, which one was it? It was like one of the Star Trek films with Kirk or whoever it was, and he got turned into a Borg, and they put a spike coming. No, it's like no. But then saying that, I've been wearing glasses since I was 3, and I still hate the opticians. It's got worse every time I go in. Just through them shining a light in my eye, I'm just like,
yeah. I've had glasses since I was like 8 or 9, and they feel like a part of my face.
Yeah.
So, in fact, once
mine go on before my clothes.
Sorry?
Mine go on before my clothes.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know, I once it's funny if I like take them off to rub my eyes or something, and you say something to me, I will have to put them on again to listen to you.
I know where you're coming from. Just spotted bitching Stitches comment. She's saying, no doll, I'm in Eastern Canada. We're retiring from North Scotia.
From Nova Scotia to Shetland.
To the Shetland. So she's going to be closer to me.
I still want to go with you, Kate. I mean, I'm just keeping company with you would be reward enough, but the whole area there. Except you wouldn't have a Michael's nearby, would you, or a Joanne's?
No, but she'll start bribing people like me to send stuff over instead.
There you go. Yeah.
We'd have to see what the postage is like though, because that's still probably going to be quite high.
Oh, postage.
Oh
my gosh! At
out
one
of the
point,
UK.
a number of months ago, I within a week or two of each other, I sent a package to Italy and a package to Canada. Pretty much the same weight and size. The package to Canada cost more than the package to Italy.
Okay, here's one for you. Last year, or the beginning of the year, I sent out 5 packages. One was for Australia, 2 were in America, 1 was in the UK, and the last one was in Ireland, Northern Ireland. I best say it like that. Okay, so all the packages were exactly the same weight, exactly the same size. It cost me something like £3 to send the one in the UK to someone in the UK. It cost me £8 to send them, the rest of them out. Didn't matter that one was in Northern Ireland or one was America, one was Australia. They cost exactly the same amount to send out, and that was £8, and that was before the prices went up. I am now looking to send the same package out again. It would now cost me between £12 and £14. And that had 50 grams of yarn in it, a couple of little bolts and a couple of buttons. It was under 100 grams, the package.
So how many packages at £8 each? 3?
5. No, there was 4 at £8 and 1 at just under £4.
Oh dear Lord!
And that was before all the prices went through the roof, which is why at the moment I can't send yarn out to people too far afield, because to send a box I'm looking at £30 to £40.
Kate is saying that she had a problem because she put snacks in a package that she sent to Australia.
You can't send food, you can't send seeds to Australia. I'm quite lucky because I've got the family over there. I know what I can and can't send. So if I sent to Australia, the person would literally get yarn and maybe some plastic bits. But other than that, I couldn't send exactly the same out to the person in Australia. I had to swap out. I had some made by me wooden buttons. Well, I had to swap those out for some little pearl style buttons that I knew were plastic because I knew they would go through, whereas the wooden ones wouldn't.
I see. Now, one of my favorite channels is Mr. H and Friends. He's a British YouTuber. I think he's in Bristol. I don't remember exactly. But anyway, he loves to do reactions to all sorts of American things. And people are always sending him American snack food. And watching him do American snack food is really quite amusing. When he did grits, didn't do them right, but then he's not Southern, but that's okay. But when he did grits, it was really quite funny. But people are always sending him food, and I'm surprised it goes through.
Yeah.
I sent him. He and his wife are expecting their first baby, I think in January, maybe February. But so I sent them a baby blanket, and I remember that he made the announcement online that they had just learned they were expecting, or were just able to announce it, because you wait to make that announcement. But it happened at a time where there was a lot of sadness in the yarn community, so it was really, really welcome.
Yeah.
To have that kind of good news. And I shared it on a live stream, and everybody else was really happy to hear it. So I hope that I have gained him some new followers. I also hope that he has gained me some new followers. He did an unboxing and showed the baby blanket that I sent him, which I think was quite nice.
It's nice when people do that.
Yeah. And I can do baby... What? Yeah. I'm sorry?
Sorry, Pigeon Stitches has said that she sent some pure maple sugar candy in it, so she annoyed 2 countries.
I can see that. Yeah.
So which country did you send that to? Because that's the thing. I've got some candy sitting up out of the way that I really wanted to send over to America at some point. But as I said, I don't normally send out food because I'm quite dubious of it. What are the rules for sending for America? Is there certain rules, David?
The rules might be different from one country to another, from one state to
I
another.
wasn't sure if you would know if.
Oh, please, I don't know anything.
Oh, okay.
Ask me about a double treble crochet and I'll tell you, but
Yeah, because the other one that worries me is people are sending tea bags here, there, and everywhere. Because I know quite a lot of people like the idea of was it the biscuit tea we have here in the UK, and that's something I wouldn't normally send out either because it would. I'd get worried the parcel would get stopped and binned.
What is it with crafters and tea? Why does everybody love tea so much? I like tea in the morning. I really do. And in fact, that's on my list to do. Is I'm going to get a tea infuser. I used to drink tea every single morning, and I had this tea infuser where I would use loose tea. And pour the water in, and it would like filter through and everything. I have to get another one of those.
Now I know of them because my daughter had one, but I cannot stand tea. I can't stand the smell of it, the taste of it, anything. And don't get me wrong, I've tried lots of different flavored teas. Any brand that someone puts in front of me, I try. But it's the actual tea taste that I pick up on, even if it's the flavored ones. And
so, I like tea. I don't like flavored tea. I don't like flavored coffee either. Now, I'm a coffee drinker. Then again, I'm a Southern boy. I grew up on iced tea. So I've drunk tea all my life in one form or another. But
my dad drinks it by the bucket load.
Exactly.
In the UK, there's a certain sports shop, and every household pretty much in the UK has one of their mugs, and they are pint mugs. And they're massive. I've got one in the kitchen actually. It's my dad's for when he comes around to visit. But my dad's always drunk it by the pint tea.
Yeah. I like a nice
7 or 8 of those a day, easy. And I'm just like, I cannot drink it. I've tried. I'd rather just stay to boring water.
Well, I hope nobody's telling you should, because you don't have to. But
no, it's just over the years when I was diddy, my mum would give me a cup of tea to warm up when it was cold, and I'd be like, can't I have hot chocolate? I'll just have hot water and juice, Mum. So that's what she used to do with me. It would just be hot water and cordial.
I'm not a big fan of tea unless it's got lemon or some type of flavor like peach tea or something like that. Otherwise, I won't drink it because I've tried it. I've tried sweet tea and I've tried unsweet tea, and I just don't.
Now, if I'm in a restaurant, well, here in North Carolina, they'll offer you iced tea. And usually it'll be very, very, very sweet. So I will ask them to do a half and half of the sweet and the unsweetened. And that comes out to a reasonable balance for the iced tea. I don't like flavored teas. I don't like flavored coffees. If I want a flavor, I might add it myself. I mean, I've been known to make like instant hot chocolate with brewed coffee, and that's pretty darn good, I'll tell you. But
that's going to go on the list.
Yeah, because instant hot chocolate, you usually would use hot water. But
Yeah.
if you use it with brewed coffee or hot coffee of any sort, or if you're using instant coffee, just put the instant um, in with the hot cocoa mix, and then there you go. But who drinks instant coffee?
We in the UK, if you go into, I think it's our Aldi's or our Lidl's, you can pick up these
We
sachets.
have both of those here.
Yeah, you can get sachet flavored coffees, which is basically, there is one there that they do that is a hot chocolate mix. Because I remember getting it for when I used to work nights because it felt like a treat. So no, I have done that one actually, if you can call it that, because I cheated. It came out of a sachet.
Yeah.
Bitch and
I haven't
Stitches
tried that, but I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, Bitch and Stitches is saying, being from the Cape Breton Island, tea is important. She makes hers on the stove in her grandmother's
Corningware pot. I know what that means. Yeah.
I know it. It's just the words that get me sometimes. And she leaves it simmering all day. She just adds more bags and water when it gets low.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, those old Corningware pots. We never had one, but I've seen them a lot.
It wasn't something that we really would have in the UK. We had teapots. We'd have our giant teapot type things.
Yeah.
And you shove a load of tea bags in, and then some people just keep topping up the water in that as well, and throwing another tea bag during the day.
Yeah, and I'm sure some people in the chat might remember percolators. The coffee percolators, and that was before. I was a kid. I was not drinking coffee at that time, so I don't know.
They back in fashion about 6 or 7 years ago. The percolators over in the UK.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we could pick them up again if we wished.
Oh gosh. And Kate is also saying it has to be strong enough to stand on, or as I used to say,
that's what my dad said. Builder's tea.
Builder's tea. Yeah, I've heard that phrase from Jennifer Patterson. Yeah. Yeah, I used to say the kind of coffee that you turn the cup over and it doesn't fall out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Sheila's in Savannah. Wow. I'm in Wilmington, so we're not that far away from each other. Savannah is gorgeous.
I've only ever seen places in pictures. The close I've been over to America years ago. Mm-hmm. We did the old Disney.
I'm so sorry.
I had kids, so my kids were young, so it was a good time to do it. So we met up with the Australian family. They flew to America, and we where was it? We went. I can't think which one it was. Oh,
was it the one in Florida or the one in California?
I'm trying to think of the name of the place.
Disneyland or Disney World?
You can usually tell the difference between Florida and California.
We went to, I'm trying to think of one of the other places, Hollywood. So it's the one near Hollywood.
Then you would have been in California. Although there was a Hollywood, Florida, it's several hours away from Disneyland. Or Disney World.
We went there, and we went down the main strip, and my daughter tackled people in costume. So.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a gentleman dressed as Jack Sparrow, and he was perfect. The look, the walk, the movements, everything. He had it on par. It was perfect. It could have been the actor, but it wasn't.
Please tell me that was his job and not somebody you saw on the street at random.
What, down the boulevard?
Which boulevard?
What's it called? Outside the Chinese theatre.
Oh, okay. So it was probably his job.
Yeah, and they charge you for photos and stuff like that.
Kate is going to leave us now. It's so lovely of you to join us, Kate, and I'm so glad you were here. I hope you will come up on the panel one of these days when you're here, because I always love your company.
It was lovely to see you, Darlene, and I'll hopefully catch hold of you soon. I can't wait to see the new tutorial, babe. Bye.
Yeah. Actually, I have something I should finish editing and uploading as
I've got
well.
about 4 videos on the go at the moment.
I've got things I should write up. I've got. Oof.
Yeah.
If I start,
I'm here to avoid avoiding pattern writing, avoiding tutorial making, and avoiding normal video making.
And I do that to myself. I give myself these long lists of things to do, and then I get overwhelmed and I can't do the first one of them. So I'm learning how to stop do that, but it's a process.
Friday's normally my video everything day.
Fridays, well, Thursdays are usually my do nothing day. It's still Thursday for me, even though it's like 7 o'clock in the morning on Friday. But and then Fridays, I try to catch up on things. I try to catch up on people. Today I will I'll certainly do another live stream at probably 4 p.m.
No, I only do two lives a week.
That's too much. Anyway, so actually I need to sign off myself.
I was thinking it was possibly getting to that point anyway.
It is. So I'm glad that everybody is here, and thank you so much for joining me. And as I always say, like, subscribe, comment, share, and keep coming back. All the standard YouTube crap.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll see you all again another time. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me out. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.